Okay, so I'm throwing together a lengthy story here about Grace Kwok and myself, and how we've managed to conquer diabetes type 3, which is dementia, heart disease, and a few other things along the way. We're also dealing with home care. You'll learn a lot if you watch these videos. I won't be including Grace too much because she doesn't speak up loud enough, and I'm not set up properly and don't have time to set up properly. I have to get this information out right away. I will include Grace in the conversation at the very end when I can hold the camera closer to both of us. Thank you very much for your patience. I hope this helps everybody. We decided we wanted to help 100 million people once we realized we were both going to live. So this here is Grace Kwok's life-sustaining therapy prescription. She has sleep apnea, which is sometimes associated with dementia. We look after that because I check her glucose several times throughout the night. If she's not having an episode of her sleep apnea, sometimes I won't check her glucose and I won't gently wake her up. But if she is, I definitely check it, and if I feel I have to, I definitely check it. So she has a diabetic care. This is her life-sustaining therapy. She's on insulin, and now with her memory loss. That's a deadly, deadly combination, and it requires frequent monitoring of blood sugars. And in this case here, instead of we do administer injectable medication twice a day, insulin, but we've changed her program. And mostly what we do is we feed her the appropriate foods at the appropriate times instead of giving her insulin constantly through. We got rid of the Humalog fast-acting insulin and the metformin. So here's a letter from Home and Community Care Support Services, because when we met and she asked me to help her, I thought I was dying, and because I was going to refuse triple heart bypass surgery. But I did survive. You'll see the evidence here in a few minutes. The same way Grace survived, and we are going to help 100 million people. God bless. I hope we can. So Home and Community Care Services wrote the letter, and they say we do not have policies and procedures pertaining specifically to people with memory loss and insulin issues. They means they can't write a plan. There's no policies and procedures. There's no plan to deal with somebody like Grace. All they can do is put her in a home. She does. You'll see that we stabilized her dementia by looking after her properly. Her quality of life has been fantastic, other than the fact that other people are getting involved and not understanding her condition. So they cannot help her with her life-sustaining therapy prescription, so she will die without the right care. And if they put her in a nursing home, they will just give her too much insulin and too much carbohydrates in an effort to keep her alive. But that will drive her vascular dementia, that will drive her diabetic retinopathy, her eyes will burn, she'll go blind. It'll be disgusting. So she won't be getting out to enjoy life, going to music events and walking through parks and, anyway. So mild non-proliferative diabetic retinopathy. When I first met Grace, she gave me the Libra. She said this is the tool to do the job. She asked me to help her. We didn't know she was going blind. I didn't know about diabetic retinopathy at the time, but her eyes were burning, and I knew that I had to keep cool cloths on them. And I also knew that I was dealing with a separate issue, I thought, with her diabetes. So by keeping her glucose low and keeping her eyes cool and everything, we managed to stop it from advancing. And she actually got a prescription where she could go get new eyeglasses because we stopped it from advancing. Then 2025, believe it or not, is very mild non-proliferative. So from mild to non-proliferative to very mild, that means we reversed it, diabetic retinopathy, and the plan is the importance of tight blood glucose control. Her diabetes was causing her to go blind. I believe it may be the #1 cause of blindness, actually. And then this is a letter from her family physician. She says that Grace has been given a diagnosis of mild cognitive impairment / dementia over the past several years. So, Dr. Karen Ng is the one who attributed it to mild vascular dementia. Nobody else ever has, only Dr. Karen Ng, and she's only seen Grace once to diagnose it and once to try to put her in a nursing home. That's when Grace had her first CT brain scans in 2023, and they came back and showed her brain was exactly the same as the last scan in 2018. She later had one in 2024 on the same machine by the same people, and she's sure that her brain actually improved in that year. And if you look here, it says her brain scan shows some mild atrophy and some mild angiopathic changes, which doesn't really matter, most importantly, but have remained stable. So her CT brain scans have remained stable. That's what the most important thing is. So Grace is not suffering from vascular dementia. If she's suffering from any form of dementia at this point, it is caused by depression and stress and anxiety and improper sleep, which is all attributable to elder financial abuse. And then if we go down here, this here was at home. The nurses came to do an assessment, and for her cognition, they said, this is from, you know what, let me just go back up a little bit here. Sorry, folks. So North York General, Grace Kwok, right? And what's the date here? 2024, last year, June 24. We had a lot of trouble. We ended up on the lam. We had to go to, we actually ended up in a rooming house where I ended up while she was in the hospital, and then we both ended up there together, and then a prostitute moved in and started doing tricks. So I said, no, Grace, this is not happening to you. You're too wonderful. And we went on the lam to Niagara Falls for a week, and we watched the fireworks every night, and we walked along the falls and everything. We had a wonderful time. There's lots of photos and everything. But so as far as her cognition, it says that Grace is alert with good attention and concentration. No vascular dementia, really no problems at all when you're not all stressed out, Grace. We all know, we've all been too poor to pay attention at some point in our lives. So, but here you're alert with good attention and concentration. Oriented to the person only, you had the wrong date, but you were alert with good attention and concentration. Calm, as far as your mood goes, you were calm and cooperative and maintaining good eye contact throughout the assessment. There was no evidence of neuropsychiatric symptoms. You were smiling and laughing, Grace, just like normal, right? Then she goes on to say, overall, Grace appears to be thriving, which is a very nice word, thriving post-discharge from hospital, and is quite comfortable with the care her companion care provider, Mark, is providing. The nurse is not concerned about your current living situation. Your mood and affect were bright, and you did not have any death wishes, suicidal ideations. And then there was a follow-up with a geriatric psychiatrist, and I escorted you there. Lately, you've been talking about... Anyway, never mind, because they're really abusing you, Grace. They're really abusing you. They took control of your money, and they're not even paying for your prescription. You've been going for a massage for many years before I met you. Suddenly, there's no money for massage. It's a diabetic massage to keep the blood moving in your feet and everything so you don't have problems. Plus, it also prevents you from becoming frail. It's better than stretching. Very, very, very important for somebody your age, and you can afford it. And I've turned your massage into a social activity as well. You have one of the best ladies. You really enjoy yourself. They're not paying for your nails. you're supposed to go see a diabetic foot specialist and get your nails cut every month. And it's like $100 every time, and we wait in the waiting room for 20 minutes. You go in there 5 minutes, and you're out. And it's $90. So I turned that into going to get your toenails and your fingernails done and polished in a 2-hour meeting, and getting a foot massage and calf massage for your diabetes in a big social event. Both of those places, the massage and the nails, you're treated like a princess or a queen because we tip well, and it's still a great savings over anything else. So, and your hearing aid. We've been trying to get hearing aids paid for a year. We can't get money for hearing aids. Never mind the fact that I'm not being paid at all. Anyway, we're talking about successes. So a quick recap. We not only prevented the diabetic retinopathy, but we reversed it, and we're the first people to ever do it. The first people to ever do it. You can check that out yourself. We also stabilized what was likely vascular dementia. And this letter here shows that you're amazing, doesn't it, Grace? Does that letter show that you're amazing?
Yes, thank you for your hard work.
And then down here, just to show you, when I met Grace, I met her through a kid I coached, and then we were writing she was helping me with a children's book because I was coming by before I went to do my little contract jobs in the morning and making sure she had her breakfast and her insulin and everything, because she was alone, and that's the kind of guy I am. She needed some help. But I expected to be dying too. If you look, this is my heart. My right artery is 100% blocked. My center is 80% blocked, plus, the sides. And on the left here, I'm 70% blocked. So I still eat garbage because I can't afford to eat anything else. But because of the holistic plant medications that I take, I have documentation from the doctors that I no longer need heart surgery or anything. And then I told you the OPGT and everybody is taking her money away and creating a financial elder abuse. I'm not joking. Her family doctor has supported her forever, written letters to help her get family managed home care. In fact, if they just left Grace alone and let her spend her own money, she has enough to last 10 years with money to take trips every winter down south. Not necessarily anymore, because since they've hired so many lawyers and done so many things and waited so long in her condo, it's a bad condo market now, in all likelihood they've already spent her travel money. The good news is she can still provide for 10 years of a wonderful life with her own money. And when her extra savings run out, she still has a wonderful pension from an amazing job. She was a fraud examiner for the government of Ontario. That's why she is so adamant that she wants to fix things with home care, and she wants to leave a good legacy. And since we're living, we want to help 100 million people. 450 million have diabetes and more are on the way. We should be able to help 100 million not have their legs cut off, not have their kidneys fail, not have their brains rot, not have their eyes burn and fall out of their head, basically, their retinas. So anyway, we've had a lot of support from a lot of very, very good people. So when this went to the OPGT, before they took everything away, because we've been asking them to help us, we've been asking for oversight for 3.5 years. I thought I was going to die. I just wanted a financial plan for Grace so she could live the rest of her life in peace with the right care. She has her own money. She doesn't need anybody's money. Now here I am alive as well, so it turns into a really good story. But anyway, the OPG took control of Grace's money. They're not paying for her needs, her well-being, her life-sustaining therapy. They're not paying for it. But her doctor wrote before the court hearing, "My apologies in the delay. I have been collecting information, consulting with experts in geriatrics and geriatric psychiatry, and trying to connect with Grace's bank in order to provide the most accurate assessment and information. So Grace's family doctor, who Grace took her powers of attorney to when she was still able and clear and functional, which I believe she is today as well. But when she took her powers of attorney there, her doctor recognized them, and hence, when the banks asked for the doctor to reach out to them, she did. She tried, and she got no response. You'll see that in the second paragraph. And this actually happened to me 15 years ago almost, when I started out in the elder care business, and the banks froze my money and destroyed my life and my businesses. And I actually had a marijuana garden at the time, a legal one from Health Canada, and one customer as well. So I'm not sure why TD is trying to destroy people who are helping with home care or helping with elder care, but you know, I had some nice properties. I also had a daycare for kids 4 and under. They destroyed everything, smashed everything, and took everything from me, millions of dollars. And here I am. God put me back with Grace to make the world a better place, helping elderly, and not only elderly, but diabetic patients, people with cardiac care needs. It's just incredible what we've done. So then the doctor went on to say, I understand from Mark that both TD Bank and Scotia Bank are also interested in obtaining this information, but I have received no direct communication from either bank. I reached out to a contact at TD Bank that Mark provided, but did not receive a response. So when we were asking people for oversight with the financial plan for the last 3 years, not only were they not helping us, they actually reported me to the police as trying to steal your money. Meanwhile, they're still getting paid $1,000 a month in fees for credit cards and lines of credit, which should have been closed out 2 or 3 years ago. So they are guilty of elder financial abuse, and they're guilty, as far as I'm concerned, or anybody is concerned, with regards to how they stole my millions, because it's a multi-layered onion which came back to haunt me 15 years later when I tried to do the same issues. So then her doctor goes on to say Grace has a history of anxiety, PTSD, and dementia from a psychiatric perspective. This is after talking to everybody. But it's not vascular dementia, because it's remained stable. But you still have some memory problems, and that's okay. It's a normal aging process, Grace. They also say you're so smart, you're still smarter than most people, even though, okay? And medically, your main diagnoses are diabetes and hypertension, which are both currently under control. So that's all I really want to say at this point about that, is that the dementia is not even one of your major concerns, okay? Not even a major concern, Grace. God bless everybody that was trying to make the world a better place. That's what I believe from the bottom of my heart. And I guess that's it, basically. I thought my heart was in here. Oh, there's my heart. Did I talk about my heart already? Yeah, so I wasn't in this to make money. I was just in this to help you. And then I thought, wow, with all of my conditions, and I'm still alive, I can change from doing handyman work, because I also have a really, really, really bad birth challenge, my prayer shawl I call it. But so I guess that's it on that part of things. Now I'd like to know, Grace, how do you feel about the video we just made?
We're sharing our efforts and our efforts working together to create a better health environment for us and also for the other people with similar situations. Helping a lot of people, I hope.
Hoping to help a lot of people. You're absolutely wonderful. And up until last year, when they really started investigating us and taking you away and kicking me out and to live in the street and all kinds of different things that happened, because I'm not getting paid, I've spent my savings. But before all that happened,
We were having a wonderful time going to different parks, going to the beach, going to music festivals, all kinds of stuff, weren't we?
Yes. To do our best and also to get the best of joy.
The best of joy, that's right. Even going to watch young people play hockey and volunteering at soccer,
Yes.
right? We were having and your massages, and you still go get your nails done. We have to get your nails done. We can't, but
To stay as healthy as possible.
yes, yes. So on that note, Grace, you're wonderful. You're doing an amazing job to help the world become a better place, and hopefully we can both leave a legacy that we're proud of.
Yes, I like to continue. With your help, will be even more successful.
You know what? I'm gonna try to get us to go to libraries and give speeches to seniors, and I can do that to make a little bit of money.
Everybody needs more knowledge how to take care of diabetes.
It's all about knowledge, Grace, and nobody knows that dementia is curable either. They got to know that.
Yes.
All right, Grace, thank you very much. End of chapter 1.